Hey everyone, welcome back to the Quick Shifts channel. My name is Jason and today we're going to introduce to you our brand new Jeep Wagoneer. So those of you who have been following on the Instagram channel know that we got in an accident in our 2021 Grand Cherokee L, and the good news is that no one got hurt, only a little bit of sore neck, but other than that everybody was safe. But unfortunately for the Grand Cherokee L, it ended up being totaled due to frame damage. So I'll throw up a picture of that. It actually got hit in the rear wheel and the back passenger door there, but the damage it did from getting hit in the wheel screwed up the framework in there, and they were unable to repair it. So that led to us picking up this 2022 Jeep Wagoneer. So let's talk about this Jeep Wagoneer. This is the 2022 Jeep Wagoneer Series 1, and I have to apologize, guys. I have to do this in the fisheye view because this thing is so big. It's difficult to get it in a regular view on the camera. Again, this is a carbide package though, and the carbide package means you get the black accents, the black step, the black rails, the black liners against the door, the black on the mirror, and most importantly to us, you get the dual pane sunroof on the top. But the black package also gives you the wheels and the accents in the back as well, and it just looks phenomenal. It's a great looking package. Again, this is a Series 1, and we'll talk a little bit about the Series 1 and why we chose this particular Jeep Wagoneer over other options. Now, the Jeep Wagoneer world is full of many different options. There's Series 1, there's Series 2, there's Series 3, and in those series they each have a carbide option to get this package. And then even on the Series 3, there's an Obsidian package option you can get. The prices range from in the mid-60s to well over $100,000, $120,000 I've seen these. So there's a lot of variety you can go through. So why did we pick the one we picked here, this Series 1? Well, the Series 1 is the entry point price-wise. As I just mentioned, carbide package for the looks. It looks great, especially in this white color, kind of a stormtrooper look, if you will. But it's definitely an attention grabber. Gets your attention for sure. And we love that about it. We wanted something that stuck out. We kind of, from bright blue Jeeps and purple GTOs to white carbide package Wagoneers. Of course, these are very expensive. Your Series 1 starting in just over the mid-60s, and you can even build a Series 1 up to be quite expensive. I think this thing maxed out can get up into the 80s. If you go with every single option. So in our Series 1, all we have is the carbide. It's white, obviously, and I believe we have the convenience group. Those are the only options on this, and that got us to be stickers at just over $72,000, I believe. And no one's doing many deals on this, especially in this carbide package. These are just recently hitting the lots, and they're pretty hot commodity. People are snatching these up, obviously, for this look. I mean, it's just a great look. Fantastic looking car. So let's go and take a little bit closer look of what you get with the convenience group and what the interior looks like on this particular package. All right, guys, so again, here's under the hood of the Series 1 Wagoneer, and it's cool that you get this nice little plaque on here. But look how small the Hemi 5.7 liter e-torque V8 is. It looks like you could fit a couple of Hellcat engines in here. It looks like such a baby engine in this ginormous truck. But I'm telling you, this thing has just the right amount of power. It does a great job thus far. Let's see, after we put several more miles on this, how we like it. So to talk about this, let's go ahead and pop the doors open. Get a little bit of air in here. It is quite hot out here. So we'll get some airflow by opening this all up, and then we'll walk around and talk about it. Of course, it's got the automatic back gate. Hit the button and it opens up, and you can adjust that. We'll cover that in maybe the next video or so. And the button to close it. Nice roomy trunk. It has the 3 rows of seats in here. Open up these doors here too. And we'll start in the front. So I know the first thing everybody's going to want to see is the sticker for this. So here we have the sticker, and you guys can feel free to zoom in and see all the information on there. Again, something important to us about this is the 5.7 liter V8 engine, which we believe is only going to be offered in the 2022 year. After this year, they go to a new engine that they're releasing, and you guys might know about that engine. There's a Hurricane coming out. It's I believe it's an inline six turbocharged engine, but we wanted to get the Hemi. That was important to us. So we sought this out for that reason. So in particular, the customer preferred package is what this comes with the Carbide, cargo mat, foldable window shades, the panoramic roof, and some of the interior accents, the wheels, and then this convenience group, which comes with the window shades, memory steering column, adaptive cruise control, charging pad, 360 camera, active lane management, parallel parking assist, automatic high beams, heated second seat rows, and you had to get that to get the rain sensitive window wipers, which is kind of weird, but we got it. And this has the deleted hands-free tailgate, so you don't have that kicky thing under the door to make it open. And they actually give you $195 back for that. And then the amazing $2,000 destination charge, which is a thing that they do on all vehicles now, but this thing being as big as it is, I'm not shocked by that big charge. And then the sticker of $72,990. Now with the Hemi, you get a 15 city MPG and a 20 highway. And we only had this for a couple hundred miles, 300 or so miles so far. So we haven't really been able to test it out yet, but we'll follow up with future videos on that. So you can see how it does have automatic seats that you can set on the passenger side. And we'll talk about some of the Carbide package are these black inlays on the doors and some of the trim in here. All right, guys, so over here on the driver's side, we'll take a little closer look at the seats here. These are perforated leather seats that come standard in the Jeep Wagoneer. And the reason for that is they are heated and ventilated seats. And that comes on almost every Wagoneer from my understanding. And so let's take a look at the steering wheel. With this Carbide package on the Series 1, you do get this flat bottom steering wheel, and because this has got the convenience group package, it also has the adaptive cruise control, and then you have your buttons for the settings on the dash on the cluster. And then very similar to how the Jeep Grand Cherokee L was, you do have a big screen in here. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a cold start up here, see if we can capture the screens, and you guys can hear this lovely 5.7 liter Hemi V8. You gotta love the sound of that Hemi V8. So yeah, we only have about 360 miles on it thus far, and it's been primarily city driving, no freeway, and we're getting that lovely 14.7 miles per gallon so far. Of course, I'll do another follow-up video once we get some more miles on it and get a better understanding and feel for how that actually is city versus highway, and give you guys some more input on that. So here, this is the Uconnect 5 system. So I did a video on that from the Grand Cherokee L. You guys can watch that to see how all of this works. It's just the same with the vehicle settings and the options that you have in here. Some of the key differences for this is this one has a mirror dimmer, and it also, instead of the family cam, you have the second row and the third row seats in here. So in addition to that, you also have the surround camera, which isn't going to work right now because I have the doors open. I have to go shut the doors, and then this will all come on for you. Before I shut those doors though, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this here. So again, you have your option selector switch for your snow, sand, auto, and sport modes. Also, when you change the mode, if you're in the off-road pages, you can see it does the animation on the screen there, as well as over here on this dash. So you go in the mud zone, the sand mud zone, the snow, or the auto, or the sport. You have the different automations that it does on the screen. You have your automatic shut off button here, your lane control, your slip control, parking sensors, and tow haul mode on, and your hazard button there. You have the 2 cup holders here in the center console. And then you have this behemoth of a center console here. You have a small section here. You can put sunglasses and things, and there's a couple cord connections in here. And then you can also pull this switch back here, and you have a giant pocket for things in here. So that's a nice umbrella we have in there, a bag and all kinds of things that you can put in there. You can see it's barely filling anything. There's tons of room for more things in there. I believe in some models you can actually go and get a cooler option for this, but that doesn't come on this Series 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back seats, and then we'll close the doors and show you guys the inside of the dash and the surround sound camera. So in the back seats here, go ahead and zoom back out so you guys can see this better. We have the bench seat option, which does have a fold down armrest, and you can maximize your capacity with the bench seat. And in here, you hit the button on the seat, and it's gonna go ahead and fold everything forward so you can climb in and out of the rear seat. And you have seat belts for 3 people in the rear seats back there as well. And to put this up, it puts in the furthermost point, but there is a switch down there, and you can slide it forward and backwards. And you can also tilt the seat down all the way or put it in variable positions depending on how you like your seat. So that's a really nice feature to have. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and put that one back, and we'll go in the back and take a look at these back seats. So I do have this optional sunshade cover back here up right now. So putting these back seats down, there is a little pull here. Go ahead and pull that, and then the headrest folds down and it folds flat. So of course you can do that to both sides here. See if we can find that cord. And it puts the seats down and it goes to lay flat. All right, so back over here, and we'll pull this cord, and there you go. You can see how it lays completely flat all the way back. And you can see all that space you have up there to fill it with things, boxes, whatever you need to do. And of course, this just pulls right out and it's completely open. But let's go ahead and close up the doors and show you guys what this looks like with the surround cameras. All right, so we got all the doors closed up now and the seats put back in their position. Let's go ahead and hop in here, steal a little bit of AC. And you can see here are your buttons for the heated seat on the top. This is the 2 zones that the heat or the cool ventilated seats can blow out of. And here's the seat setting. I'm going to hit this and put it on its top tier so it'll get full blast out of the seats. All right, now that we have the doors closed, we should be able to press the surround view here. And there you go. Now you can see the surround view. So this is pretty cool. Obviously, it gives you a picture of your vehicle, and then you can see all around you, and then you still get the back camera. So the nice thing about this is you can click the different cameras and zoom in on the different views, the front and the rear. You can get a little bit lower view of the front and a slightly different view of the rear. And you can even zoom in if you were hooking up to a hitch. So that's the surround cameras, which I think are really cool to use. You can back out of that. And the headrests, if you guys haven't seen those in the Grand Cherokee video or in this, let's see if I can go ahead and capture those. So we'll hit the second row, and it puts the headrest down for you, and the third row, and it'll put the third row down for you. So what that does, see if I can capture this. I don't know if I can in this mirror with the camera in the way, but it clears your view through the rear view camera. If you're not hauling anyone, you can see better through that. So other than that, I won't spend a whole lot of time going through this. Obviously, Uconnect 5, there's a whole nother video. I can put a link up for you guys on that, on where to look for that. And then in the dash here, there's multiple settings you can put in here for the dash. You can do the digital or the gauges, and then in the cluster you can change through trips, and you can do actually the camera mode, or not the camera, but navigation mode that'll put navigation on the screen. This is map view while you're driving. So carefully, I'm showing this to you now so you guys can see how that looks as you're driving down here. So you're driving down the street, and you also have the map view on your center console here. I thought that was a really cool feature that this Wagoneer comes equipped with. And then it also has the off-road modes that you can put in here if you're going off-road. Now, Carbide option, I don't know that I'd take that off-road necessarily. This one does not have the ear ride option on it, so you have a defined ride height, and with these wheels and this tire combination, I don't know that I'd be doing a whole lot of off-road with this one. So again, we covered the buttons, the gear selector knob, there's the trays, you have your charging tray in here, you also have some additional ports down there. Now, a common mistake I see a lot of people make on Facebook and whatnot in the Wagoneer groups, this button here, it looks like it's push to make your temperatures go up and down, and it is, but it's a push button here to go down, and you'll see this up on the screen, but then you need to lift the whole button up to make the temperature go up. So the rest of these buttons are kind of just push down for all the different options, and this one you actually have to push it up from the bottom side to make it function. So for all those of you guys watching from Facebook, there's your answer for that demonstrated. And we're gonna hop in the back seat so you guys can see the AC, the second row AC settings. Actually, you know what, before we go back there, let's take a look at this. So with the sunroof, you have you can open just this covering that you have up here, or you can open the entire sunroof, and that'll bring some extra light in here. Of course, you can open it at different levels. So we'll go ahead and open this all the way. And that's the sunroof opened. I didn't open the glass, we'll leave that closed for now. Keep the heat out of here. But so the front's all the way open, you get that full open view, makes it feel much more roomy in here. And then we'll take a look at the rear panel back there. So I'm gonna leave my seat where I sit as a driver and show you how much room I have as a passenger. It's gonna get a little mad at me since I have the keys in my pocket. So without adjusting the seat, I'm sitting back here, and I'm about 6 feet tall, and you can see I have a good amount of room for my legs, and I have tons of space back here. I'm very comfortable. And with this Carbide package, convenience package, you have the windshields back here that kind of give you a little shade back here. My son loves to use that. It allows him to see his screens better. And then you have your own HVAC back here. So like the front, you can set it to auto, and you can also correct this from the front screen if you want to. And you can raise your temperature, lower your temperature, and you also have heated seats back here. And then you have your plugs in here. Man, that was tricky to pull down. So you have a normal socket plug, and then your car adapter plug, and then your usual plugs for your mobile devices. You have a couple of cup holders back here. And I mean, this is great. So you can recline this seat. So from the side of the seat here, you can go ahead and pull the handle up, which allows you to recline this pretty far back, or pull it all the way up, however you're most comfortable sitting. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to go back here and show you the back window pane. All right, again, to climb in the farthest back portion, hit the button here, and it slides this all the way up, which allows us to climb into the back. So here we are in the back. I'm going to put these headrests up since we're back here. And so we're going to go ahead and grab this seat and pull it back. And again, show you how much room I have here. So this is with the seat all the way back on this section here. You can see where that would be. So that would be closer, but if the person up front gives you a little bit of room, you have quite a bit more room back here, and it's actually pretty comfortable. So again, here you have your own USB ports back here, a cup holder, some air vents back here, and then there's, I believe, some under the seat as well. And let's take a look at this roof. So up here, you have a whole nother panel up here, sunroof panel of your own for the back seat that makes it feel that much more roomy. So again, on the other side here, another cup holder, space for things, your cords, and then your own little vent back here. I gotta admit, this is a strong vent. You get a lot of air out of this little vent. But you do not get a center armrest. So unfortunately, the people back here have to suffer with that. And then there's a seat belt up here that you can pull if someone's sitting here to make sure that they get a across the lap or across the shoulder seat belt. So equally as important, how do you get out of the back once you're back here, sitting back here? There's a button on the shoulder. Press that button and it pushes this all forward, and then you're able to climb right out just as easily as you climbed in. So one other thing I didn't show you guys, I just remembered. You do have a air vent here as well as under the seat for the second row seats when you're sitting in here. And that's a quick overview with the dimming rear view mirror and the Uconnect 5 of the Jeep Wagoneer that we picked up. Again, this is a 2022 Jeep Wagoneer Series 1 Carbide Edition. We don't have all the bells and whistles, but we wanted to introduce you guys to the new vehicle. So let's go for a quick drive in the Series 1 Wagoneer. So one of the nice things about this is it does have all the safety options in it and the sensors, so the cross traffic, kids running out behind you, all of those warnings will go crazy if they're there. In addition, when you put it in reverse, you can set the mirrors so they'll tilt down for you to point at the ground so you can see what's behind you or what might be right under your wheel or right behind your wheel. If you have kids, you know how that is. There always seems to be a tricycle or something, skateboard or whatever back there, and that's a nice feature to have. So the surround sound cameras also pick that up all around you, as I showed you earlier, and help you make sure that you're not running over anything. But why a Wagoneer? Wagoneer is a huge vehicle. It's built on the Ram platform. It doesn't make it a great city car? Absolutely not. It's huge. Now, I will say, in the short time that we've had it, even with it being a very large vehicle, it's been really easy to maneuver, surprisingly easy. Now, the Grand Cherokee L was easier to maneuver, being a little bit smaller, but this one, I thought we'd have all kinds of problems with parking, but thus far, we really haven't. We've been having no problems getting it in and out of spaces. You know, you do have to watch for really tight spaces. Of course, those can be a problem. But other than that, it hasn't been too bad. So you buy a big vehicle like this for moving things. If you haul a lot of people, this will hold 8 people with all seat belts in it for each and every single person without a problem. You won't even feel the strain of that. You can tow things with this. It does have an 8,000-pound towing capacity. It has the Hemi motor with 392 horsepower, 404 torque, which is what we bought it for. That was important to us to have that. We wanted to get the last year with the Hemi before you couldn't get a V8 anymore in these vehicles. Now, I'm not going to say that the new motor is going to have problems, but I personally don't want the first year of a new model. And the Hemi's tried and true. We've had them in the Ram trucks that we've had before. If you guys watched some of our earlier videos when we had the Ram truck, and we were always super happy with it. But you buy this for hauling things, for towing a lot of stuff, for the luxury that it is. I have to say, these chairs are more comfortable than the couches in my house. I mean, we go out, we do a lot of driving, and my wife is always asking me if I want to drive. But when we're taking this, you know, this is her vehicle primarily. When we take this, I don't want to drive. I want to sit and relax in the chair because it is that comfortable. And I'll sit there and I'll take a snooze while we're driving wherever we're going. And this vehicle's ride, it's phenomenal. I mean, you know, people talk about riding like a Cadillac. This really rides like that. That expression is everything for this. It's super smooth. It's got all the power, even with the smaller 5.7 liter V8, which you can ramp this all the way up to the 392, I believe, in some of the other series. And in the Series 1, I believe the 5.7 is the biggest motor you can get. You can change around. You can get the heavy-duty towing package and get a different gear ratio, 392 gear ratio in the rear. But for how we use the vehicle, this is going to be our primary road trip vehicle for when we go on longer road trips. And this is the route we wanted to go. So we weren't that concerned about the city driving. We're going to take the hit to drive something cool and comfortable driving around the city. We're going to get probably, I'm guessing, if we're lucky, 14 miles per gallon doing that in the city. And on the freeway, if we can hit the advertised 20 or even beat that a little bit, then we're going to be winning. I'm going to be very happy with it. When you buy something of this size with that kind of towing capacity, you can't kid yourself in that you're going to get 40 miles per gallon. That's not going to happen. This is not the RAV4 hybrid. We're not going to get anywhere near 40 miles per gallon. It's not even the Grand Cherokee L. I mean, this is much bigger than that. And, you know, we were averaging 20 in that, city and highway, and we put quite a few miles on that. And so I was really impressed with that 20 miles per gallon that we got in that. So if I can get anywhere near that in this giant behemoth, I'll be blown away and I'll be happy with that. But being what it is, you don't expect to get that kind of mileage. What you get is this super smooth, comfortable ride, the capacity to hold your whole family and the grandparents and your friends and your kids' friends all at the same time in this thing. Very safely, very comfortable. And as we were just in that accident in the Grand Cherokee L, of course, we were going to buy another Grand Cherokee L because we were that happy with it. And we just happened to come into the right opportunity for the right deal at our favorite dealership, Benson in Greer, South Carolina. So guys, thanks for watching the video. This has been our introduction to the Jeep Wagoneer Series 1 Carbide. It's a 2022 model. We hope you guys have enjoyed this intro. We plan to do a series of videos on how we like this. Our intent, as was with the Grand Cherokee L, is to keep this as a long-term vehicle. So we're going to do a series of follow-ups as we put some miles on it and use it for all the things that you do in life, and follow back up with you guys and let you know how the real ownership of this vehicle goes, the ups and downs, the oil changes and all of that stuff. So if there's something you guys would like to see, go ahead, drop a comment down below. If it's something you want to know more about or you want me to do a video on, perhaps, we're always listening to your suggestions. Go ahead and drop those comments down below, and we'll try and put those together for you guys. We appreciate all you guys for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell if you want notifications of new videos coming out, and we're looking forward to do more videos on this for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the Wagoneer as much as we have enjoyed picking it up. So thank you guys.